It's Gwyneth here, helping you to nail your personal brand so that you can market yourself magnificently. Because if you've been following me for any time, I'm sure you'll agree with me that actually women in general, we're pretty useless about talking about ourselves for all matter of reasons. Now, today I want to talk specifically about money because it's a sensitive subject. It can bring up a lot of upset. It can bring up a lot of bad feeling. Involved in actually getting over a lot of those obstacles, and a lot of those obstacles are actually self-imposed obstacles. We have to be absolutely clear about that. Okay, right, okay, something's just flashed up on the screen. Fantastic, great. Thank you to those of you who are watching, brilliant. Might have to put my glasses on. If you've got any questions as we're going through, please just ask them, and I'll put my glasses on, and I've got my screen here as well. I will do my best. So, women in general are bad at negotiating because we never used to have to do it. And basically, because we are creatures of habit, because we don't like moving out of our comfort zone, because, we might even be afraid of appearing bossy or too assertive or too manly, using that kind of male energy stuff, it might just alienate ourselves. We might alienate ourselves from other people, from our family, from our friends, because for many, many years, it simply wasn't done. It was always the male of the household that went out, did the brilliant work, had the highest salary and all the rest of it. And even though a lot of that has changed in recent years, although women are really getting out there and we are allowed to have careers and family, I don't have children myself, but we're allowed, it's perfectly acceptable for a woman to be doing a good job. There is still a massive shortage of women in the boardroom. One of the reasons is that we're not very good at marketing ourselves. We're not very good at acknowledging what is good about what we do. And we're not very good at telling others what our market value is, how we can contribute. And on the other side of things, there have been loads of studies done. Harvard, all the big universities, a lot of people have done a lot of studies about women and negotiating, particularly in business deals or when it comes to negotiating salary. And a lot of men and a lot of women don't like the thought of a woman going in and negotiating with them. There is still very much this stigma around, that's the salary or that's the business deal, that's the value of the contract. And therefore, that's what's on the table. And if you don't like it, goodbye, we'll find somebody else who does like it. Well, now, of course, you could argue that if you're in that kind of a situation, you wouldn't want to be working with those type of people anyway, because they're more interested in the numbers than what it is that you bring to the table. So one of the reasons that women are not good at negotiating is because we've just accepted that, for many, many years, even our parents or our grandparents, that women just didn't negotiate. The strange thing is that women are actually very good at negotiating for others. Now that apparently is acceptable because, that's the female energy again of wanting harmony and wanting everybody to be happy and providing support to those that we work with. But it's crazy, right? I think it's absolutely crazy. Negotiating for money, negotiating for salary, negotiating for business, it can make us feel very vulnerable. And it does take practice. Well, the good news is there are a lot of things that you can do to change. But you have to be, as with everything else I always talk about, you have to want to actually change. Now, right now, I'm going to tell you about something called the Personal Branding Bootcamp, because money is a very, very important part of your branding, of your personal brand. When you really want to nail your brand, you have to know your own worth. You have to know where your boundaries are. Just this weekend, I got myself into a situation. I broke one of my business rules, which was really stupid of me, by actually texting to a client whilst I was with some friends. Completely stupid. Why would you do that? But it was just an automatic thing, an old memory of me, oh, crikey, this is business. Oh, I need to be doing this. And then the next day it's like, what on earth are you doing, Gwyneth? That's absolutely crazy. You're better than that. And what you're providing is more value than, having to sit there doing a text message on a Saturday evening when you're having dinner with a bunch of friends. So when it comes to negotiating, and it doesn't matter if you're negotiating for your salary or for a business pitch, the first thing you have to do is do your homework on yourself. Don't convince yourself that you're going to get a job or that you're going to get the salary or that you're going to get the contract that you want because you are a nice person and because you work hard. It doesn't work like that, lovely. I'm sorry, but you and 50,000 other people who might be applying for the same kind of business, it doesn't work. It's not good enough for you to be a nice person and to work hard. You need to be able to talk about what you are going to contribute in terms of results. And the best way to do that is to talk about how you are going to contribute. So if you've got a specific skill, you talk about why that is going to be important to them. So first of all, you have to get clear on what your skills are, what is needed in the job. So do the homework on yourself. And then do your homework on the company that you're pitching to or you're applying to or you want to negotiate with. What do they need? What added value are you going to give them? How can you help them be even more successful than they are already? How can you go above and beyond what it is they are asking for? When you get clear on the value that you can contribute, that puts you in a strong position. Another mistake a lot of women make is that, they talk about negotiating, they want to go in there and they all go in, all guns blazing, all gung-ho. When you do that, you're being untrue to yourself again. You're misaligned. You're not aligned with the fabulous being that you are. You're trying to go in with that male energy and it doesn't work. Then you come across as being a complete fake, and quite rightly, the people you're pitching to or the people you're talking to, they pick up on that, call it intuition, call it gut instinct, whatever, but they'll say, oh no, crikey, who is this woman? Why is she being all this tough, assertive person with me? I don't like it. Now, I'm very aware that some of you might be saying, yeah, but we're always being accused of being bossy while men are being called leaders. Well, part of being a leader is being your authentic self. Part of being a leader is trusting that you market yourself, that you sell yourself based on your values and your qualities and not what you think other people want from you. Okay, so there is a bit of a difference there when I talk about doing your homework on yourself, getting clear on what it is that you can contribute, and also doing your homework on the company that you're pitching to or where you're applying to. It's not the same as then going in and faking it. There are times when maybe you do want to fake it. There are times when you might want to push yourself up a little bit to make yourself feel better. But when it comes to negotiating, you need to be solidly the person that you really are. Like I said, otherwise you'll come across as being a complete idiot, basically. And you don't want to be accused of being, an over-assertive female, when actually what you're really doing is being a leader and being true to yourself. So get absolutely clear on how you can contribute. Now, from a business perspective, something that I've also learned, and I learned it the hard way, which is why I'm talking about it now with confidence, don't discount yourself ever to get a job or to get a business deal. Know where your boundaries are, as I just mentioned a few minutes ago. What is the absolute minimum that you are willing to accept? You have to be clear on that as well. When we talk about negotiating, it's not, I want this, okay, fine, you can have it. If you're clear on your value and you tell them why you deserve a higher sum or why you want a higher sum, then that's fine. But you have to be prepared for them to come back to you and say, that's fantastic, and we totally see how you're going to bring value to our company, to the job, wherever. At the moment, however, we're not financially in a position to be able to do that. At which point you say, fantastic, yep, that's great, I totally get that. would you be prepared to negotiate if I were to come in lower? Would you be prepared to negotiate a deal whereby you give me the 6 months to prove, I help you to increase your numbers, I help you to improve productivity, you talk about the results that you are going to bring them, you ask for 6 months to be able to prove yourself that that's actually going to happen, and at that point then you renegotiate how much you're being paid or how much worth the business deal is worth. So you're working kind of on a results-based thing. You still want that minimum, but you have to know what that minimum is. And as I said, you also have to be prepared to walk away. If you set yourself with a minimum wage or a minimum amount you want for a business deal, and they're not prepared to meet you at that minimum, walk away. Because I can promise you something, one of the big things about talking about yourself, about marketing yourself, about defining and nailing your personal brand is self-respect, self-esteem and self-confidence. And I can promise you that if you go below what you've already agreed with yourself, you're going to come away feeling dreadful. You're going to come away doubting yourself. You're going to come away saying, oh, clearly I'm not as good as I thought I was, otherwise they would have paid me more. And all the negative chit-chat that you've been working so hard to get rid of and replace with fantastic new beliefs, all that goes like that in a snap. So be very, very clear and be prepared to walk away. Now, another thing you can do is to get yourself a financial buddy. A lot of people do this. You can get yourself a money mentor. There are some amazing money mentors providing amazing training programs that you can do. Probably one of the people I love the most is Denny Duffield-Thomas, who has her money boot camp. She's absolutely fantastic. But there are a lot of people who use alternative therapies such as EFT, the tapping when you forgive yourself. Jane Jackson is absolutely fantastic. Claire Hayes is another amazing woman. These ladies are great at helping you work through your blocks so that you release them, so that you can move forward. But it might just be somebody you meet in a Facebook group or in a LinkedIn group. It doesn't even have to be anybody you know personally. It might just be somebody that you've met on through a business group online, and you maybe know that they're suffering similar challenges to you. And when you've got a sort of an online buddy, a financial buddy, it's just somebody that you can talk about to completely honestly, because family and friends, it's probably not going to happen. They will judge you. It's as simple as that. They'll judge you. And again, every time somebody judges you, they're judging you on their beliefs based on what they think you should be doing. And it just knocks that self-esteem down. You're just knocking yourself into the ground. So find somebody who is on the same mental wavelength that you are. Just arrange to have a virtual chat every week or every couple of weeks, or even just messaging through Facebook, wherever. And, just get it out there, let it out, but because it is okay. There is a statistic that says that whilst women have actually got better at negotiating in recent years, still more than 70% of us don't like talking about money because we feel vulnerable. Or there's also this stuff around money doesn't grow on trees, or what was a favourite in my family? Money can't buy you happiness, or rich people aren't happy. Or when I was working in the Balkans, very, very tough poverty mentality. People who have lots of money, they must be corrupt. So there's all this stuff that you've been listening to since you were small. You don't even realize how much it has affected how you think about money, how you think about your relationship to money. So having a financial buddy online can be a really, really gentle and easy way of getting used to talk about money without fear of being judged. Okay, so there I've given you the problem, why we're so bad at talking about money, and it has a lot to do with what we've listened to as we've growing up. But I've also given you a few ways of helping you to actually work through that. There is the EFT, the tapping, which is absolutely fantastic. Get yourself a financial buddy. But if you just, try it, practice, find out what the company really, really wants. Find out how you can add value. Never go below what you've told yourself is your absolute minimum, because you only end up hurting yourself. And as I briefly mentioned, I am launching my personal branding bootcamp on the 1st of September. There is a special early bird offer until the 19th of August, and you can find all the details on my homepage. I'm going to put the link with this video after it posts. And money is just one aspect of you nailing your personal brand so that you can market yourself magnificently. Because let's be honest, what is the point of getting clear on who you are and stepping into the fabulous aligned being so that you just go out there and wail, and then you get to the next business pitch presentation, or you get to that next job interview and the subject of money comes up and it's like, oh, I don't know what to do. Your confidence just goes down the toilet. So I'd love it, actually, if you came with me on the personal branding bootcamp. Of course, there's a lot more in there. We don't only talk about money. Money is just a part of it. We talk about identifying your skills, getting comfortable with talking about who you are, giving you the confidence to just go and break the ice when you're talking to a bunch of strangers. Every single step you have to take when it comes to preparing a presentation, so that you keep people's interest, so that they are interested in listening to what it is you have to say, so that they take you seriously, so that they consider you to be an expert in your area of expertise. Loads and loads of stuff there. Go to the page, look at it all, and as I said, there's an early bird offer valid until the 19th of August, and we start live on the 1st of September. I'd love you to be there. I hope that today has been helpful. If you do nothing else, the next time you've got an interview or you've got a business pitch coming up and you're really not sure about how much money you are asking for, just do some research. Go onto the internet, find out what other people are getting paid. And like I said right at the beginning, if a business or a company isn't willing to even negotiate with you, walk away, because you're worth so much more than that. If the number is so important to them, they're only looking for somebody to pay. They're not interested in the human being. And you deserve to do what you love and love what you do. Okay, that's it from me, Gwyneth, helping you to nail your personal brand so that you market yourself magnificently every time. I shall talk to you soon. Loads of love, and bye for now.